Alright guys, so welcome to another video. We're going to do this rear quarter panel in this video. Obviously I don't need to do the top because that's just going to be in a separate video because I have the strip going all the way across. However, this will be the same principle if you were to do it as one strip without this obviously black thing in the middle. I've just used that for some YouTube advertisements and all that sort of stuff to make my car my own. So yeah, we're going to jump straight into this. I'll let you know obviously the measurements and that we need. Obviously we've got a little tiny bit up here to do as well. The hardest bit is obviously the light. I've took the light off, I've prepped it all, I've cleaned everything, everything's all wiped down and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, we're going to jump straight into it and start wrapping this back quarter panel. Just want to obviously let you know we're going to do a 60 by 40 inches for this back quarter panel. I like to think then. We're going to try and use obviously another offcut for this bit here, but again make sure the backing paper's been on it, because if you use an offcut that's actually took something that you've not already cleaned already, then obviously it's going to have bits behind it, so we don't want to be doing that. The only difference from this side to that side, petrol cap, but don't let that bother you. It's extremely easy to sort out. Basically you just take your petrol cap off, it's 2 screws and it pulls straight out. It's very simple, and you do it like we have done in our previous videos, like obviously with the indicated surrounds and obviously the wing mirror as well. Very simple. You can heat that up and push it in around the circle just to get a nice clean finish. See if I can show you just here. As you can see there, it's like pushing a little bit around the outside. So yeah, we're going to lay this now, and I'll give you some pointers obviously as we're going along. Like I always do, I'm going to show you us laying it. Obviously when we're doing this, we've got this to be mindful of, this little bit just here. This is going to be the awkward bit, but what we're going to do is lay all this big bit at the bottom, because we're not doing the full thing, and I am only doing it to here because we've got the strip. I would suggest, if you are doing the full thing and doing the full length, then you want to do this bit first, wrap this little bit here first, or this indent, because that's going to be your most awkward. You will be able to heat your wrap up over all this to give you a nice finish, but again, like I said, I'm not going to be doing that because I don't need to. Maybe in the future if I do somebody else's car similar, I will show you that, but again, this can be used on any car. Just work with your panels. So yeah, see you soon. Okay, so as I mentioned in all these videos, I'm going to be using my hands, not a squeegee. So what we're going to do is we're going to work this line here. You can just see it going across here. That's the natural body shape of the car. So what we are going to do now, again, even though it's just been laid, we are going to lift it up to that line and just pull it down. So even though that's been laid, we are going to work to this line just here. We're going to pull it up and pull it down as tight as we can, just to help us out a little bit more. You can reposition your wrap once you put it on. Obviously once you have the initial bit on, it just makes it a little bit easier for you to do. So you can always, like I said, reposition your wrap to make it so it's more easier for you to put on. These are bigger, larger bits. What I'm going to do is just lift this back up either way, pull it across, so it's nice and tight like that. And then what we're going to do now is we're just going to go over this with our hand. Obviously I don't need to do the whole panel, but if you was doing the whole panel, you would just work obviously one direction. So again, like the previous videos, don't let the size put you off just because it's a bigger panel. You use the same technique, and the technique we're going to use, we are going to go down the panel. Right, so we've done this bit of the panel, as you can see already. Don't get disheartened or don't get scared or anything just because it's a bigger panel. it just means it takes a bit more positioning and a bit more time, that's all. Right guys, so obviously that bit's done up the top, so what we're going to do now is focus on this little bit down here, get this done and out of the way. Just keep bringing your thumb across. You can pull some tension on this bit down at the bottom, that will help you quite a bit. As you can see, bud wrap bubbles come out of straight away. You don't need to use heat all the time. A lot of people think that you need to heat it up. The only time you need to use heat is if you've got some awkward situations or you distort the wrap by stretching it. Right, so now this bottom bit's done, the only time I'm going to use a squeegee, like I said, because this is fragile, same as before, is to tuck it into the side skirt. That's just basically going to be it. So what I could do now is I could tuck this in with a squeegee and then just trim it all down so I don't have the excess. Same with this section here, I could just trim that down and also, you know, get rid of the excess that I don't need. You will be getting rid of a lot of excess. You just need a lot to obviously cover. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I wrap all, obviously, the wheel arch and that first around here, because I've got this back bit to finish here, as you can see, and just that bit up there. But I am going to wrap this wheel arch first before I start cutting into this, just to make sure I've got plenty of room. As you can see here, looks a mess, but look how clean that looks right there. So what we're going to do now is we're going to pull this up. Again, stick into this lower half, pull it up, re-pull it, like so, and then obviously go over it. We can sort this little bit out down here after, so don't worry about that.
Right now I need a miracle. Hurry up now, I need a miracle.
Okay then guys, so we've got this little bit here. As you can see, that's all smoothed off. We'll come back to this top bit in a second. But what I do want to do after I've done this bit is sort the top bit out. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to pull this vinyl away. I'm going to make a tension cut. Be careful not to cut your ties or your alloy underneath. And then what I'm going to do is just cut this down here. This gives me a little tension cut, so it's not putting too much pressure on anything else. Gives you a bit of relief. Let's just unstick that from the alloy. Or the tyre, sorry. Pull this round. Be careful not to cut it too short, because that's the last thing you want to do. So now we've got this little bit here. Let's get rid of some more of this. We can sort this out very, very easy. So we can put our fingers under here, pull it from the tension, pull it down as we're doing it, and there you have it. Just like that. It's out. Right guys, so what I'm going to do is I'm trying to show you best I can. I'm going to get rid of all this tension up this top area, and the best way to do that is obviously peel the vinyl back and relay it down like so. It's very awkward when you're on your own. If you do get any creases in your vinyl, just use some heat to get it out. Very, very easy to come out with stuff like this. With chromes and such, this is a satin matte chrome, so you can get stuff out of this, but your normal shiny chromes and stuff like that, it's very, very hard to get your marks out of your vinyl because it discolours it. So with that there, I'm going to get the heat and then I'm going to just heat that up because I've just made some scratches.
I call your name but you're not around. I see your name but you're not around. I need you, I need you, I need you right now. Yeah, I need you right now. So don't let me, don't let me, don't let me down. I think I'm losing my mind now. It's in my head.
Right, so obviously we've got to there now, so what I'm going to do now is I am going to cut along this line and relieve the pressure off of here. I'm going to cut it all the way off. I'm going to mark all the wrap down on this side and get rid of it all. That will allow us to pull this wrap this direction over there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that off camera now. Right guys, so obviously I've trimmed all that up now. We're going to work on this little bit up the top. As you can see, there's a lot less vinyl to deal with. So you still want to peel this up because this is a curve on this car that goes all the way around. which does make it a little bit difficult to do. Not 100% difficult, but just makes it a little bit more awkward, really. So you want to just push that down as you're going along. If you need a bit of heat in the future, by all means use a little bit of heat. It should go on without it though, until the last second. With this down here, you can do another tension cut right there, because obviously you've got to wrap around the light.
Darling, I hope that you'll be here when I need you the most. So don't let me, don't let me, don't let me down. Don't let me down, don't let me down.
Right then guys, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to sort all this out here. This is a bit where you are going to need heat, because it's going to be a little bit awkward to get it round. So what I'm going to do is just lift this corner up here, right there, heat it up slightly. This is where it's good if you have two people, because you can do both at the same time. But if you haven't, then you can pull it, heat it up again. I'm probably in your guys' way, but the best camera angle I can show you from. See there, keep it under tension, keep it under tension, and then pull it round like so. So once that bit there is done now, obviously there's certain bits you have to overlap it inside here, because the light does show certain bits when you do put the rear light back in. So we're going to work on this bit and get this out of the way, and then what we're going to do, move the bucket for one, so I don't sit in it. We're going to sort these bits out here first before we do anything. You should be able to pull all this bit up in one actually, and complete it all in one possibly. So just like that, get that out, like so. So again, like I've said, this is at the side of the road, not in a unit, so you will get some imperfections, but as you can see, it still looks pretty damn good, if I do say so myself. So I'm just going to wrap some more of this inside bit here, as you can see. I'm going to sort this bit out here now as well, so we're going to get a bit of heat, and this is quite simple. Just follow it round with the heat, as you can see, right there. Lift this side up, pull it under, wrap it down, and what is going to happen here, we are going to cook this, so we don't really have to worry too much about that. So what I am going to do now, cut this top bit, because the pressure will keep trying to drag it back under. So cut that bit just there, like so, and then re-push that back down. That should relieve you pressure on that corner. So I'm going to sort this bit out just here, as you should be able to see. Just by lifting it up, giving it a bit of heat, pulling it, holding it under tension, and then going back over the wrap again. So if I lift that up so you guys can see, as you can see there, we've gone round the top, round the bottom, round the insides. Use the natural parts of the car, where this bit here is where obviously they've welded stuff together and that, panels and all that. Use that natural bit, because you shouldn't see that on the outside of the car when the light's on, so use that to your advantage. So I'm going to just trim around this, as you've seen, trim around this top bit, tidy up these edges as I've shown you in previous videos. We're going to sort that bit down there, and I'll talk you through the wheel arch at the back. We're going to work on this wheel arch again, like we did the front quarter panel. It's exactly the same principle, exactly the same way of doing it. Make sure you clean up obviously all the inside, which was done all before this as well. With wrapping, cleaning and prepping is the key. If you don't clean properly, it's going to show. Alright, so just take your time cleaning it and it will pay off in the long run. So what you want to do with this here is just run your thumb all the way around it. Obviously when you're doing this, on the inner wheel arch here, this is exactly the same principle as we've done the front. Take your time with it, make sure you're cleaning everything. That is the key. So what you want to do is just run your thumb around here, get it so it sticks a little bit, and then go around. Obviously be careful of your alloys and tyre, and make a load of little nice slits like this. This will relieve any tension from around this curve. This will be more effective than just taking a load off, because obviously you will see the difference, because if you take a massive circle off, you're still going to have tension over the circle. So as you can see now, I'm able to push it quite high up with very minimal effort. So what I'm going to do now is to get that to properly stick, I'm just going to get the air dryer, put it on a low heat, and just work it along and push it as I'm going. As you can see, this is pretty much escaping up in the middle. Don't worry, we're not going to leave that there. So once that's done, like so, take your knife, go on the inside and do a nice little cut all the way around. Take off your excess. Left a little bit here, cut it off, nice and neat. Once that's been cut off again, because you will pull it up slightly, just give it another heat all the way around. Put that excess there. Job's a good one. So as you can see, all nice and smoothly done all the way around. So what I am going to do now is I'm just going to finish tucking it all off, and then I'll show you the finished result with the light and everything in. Right, so I have gone ahead and wrapped this top bit already. If you can wrap this, you can wrap this. That's very simple. I don't really need to show you that. You can also bring it on the inside, which should be happening soon. It's all blue, but again, it's a long slow process. So this is what it looks like with no pinstripe on the side. As you can see, mind the light's not in, I haven't got around to putting that back in yet. As you can see there, and then I'll show you now the side with the pinstripe. I think it gives you a lot more definition. It breaks it up a little bit more as well, because I think the solid colour, you can't really see anything on the car. So yeah, that's both sides done. I'll show you a little montage of this, obviously finish this rear quarter panel, and then I think the next video will probably be the boot or one of the bumpers, but we'll see, we'll decide. So thank you for watching, like, comment, subscribe, all that sort of stuff, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video.